Fullmetal Alchemist is the hit manga created by mangaka Himuro Arakawa, which was then adapted into Fullmetal Alchemist the anime, which very quickly went off the fucking rails, so they decided to give it another go with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Recently, I have had a revelation of sorts. That being that My Hero Academia has been usurped, passed, overthrown as my favorite shonen series, and that title has been taken by Fullmetal Alchemist. I hope through many video essays that I can show you why, but today is all about the Ishvalan terrorist, Scar. In Fullmetal Alchemist, which by the way is the name I'll be using now, since I'm primarily going off of the manga, and also it's less words, and I only have 10,000 words left before I die. But anyways, in Fullmetal Alchemist, the most impactful event on the world in recent history is the Ishvalan Civil War, more privately called the Ishvalan War of Extermination. Also, real quick, Amestris is this big country, don't worry about why it's a circle, it's not relevant. Ishval is here in the east, which was annexed by the Amestrian military. A notable and very important difference in how this series treats this war as compared to other similar series, say maybe like Avatar: The Last Airbender, is that our heroes are the bad guys in it. We see Roy Mustang scorch Ishvalans alive, Riza Hawkeye shoot them down, even Best Dad Maze Hughes is complicit in the system of genocide. The only character who even sort of takes a stand here is Alex Louis Armstrong, and that's only after he's helped murder countless innocents. Our protagonists do not attempt to stop the horrors of war, they do not even shy away from it, they actively participate in them. But when the series begins, this was all years ago, and one of the central questions of Fullmetal Alchemist is, what does war leave us with when it's done? And the answer is a scar. The reason that the Amestrian military was able to nearly genocide the Ishvalan people was the implementation of the State Alchemist program. State Alchemists are alchemists who work for the military, capable of transmuting matter into deadly weaponry or elemental danger. This was especially fucked up even by genocide standards, because the Ishvalan religion does not allow for alchemy, viewing it as an aberration against God. Sulph J. Kimbley, war crime extraordinaire and state alchemist, gleefully slaughtered Scar's family in front of him, leaving Scar and his brother as the only survivors. Scar bled from his arm, forcing his brother, the only alchemic Ishvalan, to transmute his own arm onto his brother's in order to save his life. This led Scar to wander the deserted wastes of Ishval until he found his new purpose after the war had ended: to slaughter any and all state alchemists he could, to get revenge for his fallen countrymen. And so here's the thing, hear me out, Scar is not in the wrong. Like at all, like he's correct. Yeah, he's made mistakes, he sure has, like murdering the Rockbell doctors, a pair of Amestrian doctors who stayed in Ishval to help citizens out of the goodness of their heart, despite the orders of the Amestrian military to pull them out. However, he knows that he's in the wrong in this situation. When he met their daughter Winry, he was fully willing to let her shoot him in the fucking skull for killing her parents. Scar, wait, no, not that one, is known as Scar due to the large X-shaped scar he received on his forehead during Kimbley's attack. Names in the Ishvalan faith are believed to be a gift from God, and he is no longer the man he once was, so he refuses to speak his. Now you may be wondering, well, how does Scar go up against state alchemists? His religion specifically forbids alchemy. But Scar, he's a clever little bastard, and he's found a loophole. Alchemy is the wonderful science, based around first deconstructing matter and then reconstructing it into a new form. It can do practically anything, from the famous Armstrong statuary technique, to igniting the fluid in someone's eyeballs so they burn. So, technically, if Scar stops after the deconstruction phase, he's not performing alchemy, he's just blowing shit up. This may not be as effective as standard alchemy, but it's the only choice for Scar, being a deeply religious man. He even graciously gives his victims a moment to pray to God before he spreads their brain matter over a city block. This religious affiliation results in the coldest line in all of Fullmetal, and maybe all of everything.
Now tell me, for what purpose did you choose to slaughter all of my people? Depending on your answer, I'll send you to join God. No! You don't deserve to stand by God alongside my fallen brothers! Your only solace from my wrath will be damnation!
But wait a gosh darn minute, the war is what kicked off Scar's new purpose in life, but Ed wasn't even involved in the war. That doesn't seem very fair, Scar. And wait a second, the genocide in Ishval wasn't, like, really the alchemist's fault. Envy's the one who shot an Ishvalan child while he was disguised as an Amestrian soldier. And Wrath, aka Fuhrer King Bradley, signed off on the order to genocide the Ishvalan people. And they're both inhuman, monstrous homunculi, literally the embodiments of Wrath and Envy. Stop right there. You've just fallen victim to moral relativism. Stop being a dipshit and look at the reality of this fiction. First off, yes, Ed had nothing to do with the war, but he's still in bed with the Amestrian military, which is also a little suspicious for the military because Ed is 15 and they're in bed with him? But besides the fact that Ed is willingly working with a corrupt and genocidal military force for personal gain, the point about the homunculi is asinine. How dare you think that's a good point? Sure, Envy may have started the war, King Bradley may have ordered the genocide, but do you think that mattered to the injured old man that Roy Mustang burned alive? And if we're being honest with ourselves here, a guy like Roy Mustang kinda maybe deserves to die? Now hear me out, I know he's sexy. We all know that he's sexy. Even Lust, when he burns her to death, is like, damn. But Roy's goal is to be the Fuhrer King however he can, and he only really becomes a true hero because it just so happens that the government he's trying to usurp is evil. But if we're gonna use that logic to position Roy as a good guy since he's defiant against the military, then shouldn't Scar be considered a hero from the very start? And hey, well, you know, now that I think about it, and when I mean now, I mean earlier in the week when I wrote this script, about Monday or Tuesday, I think is when I wrote this part, Roy Mustang and Scar are kinda incredible parallels. Along the way of Scar's journey, he slowly realizes that while his pursuit of vengeance may be justified, and it is, it might not be the best way to actually help Ishval. The Ishvalans are not a dead race, despite the best efforts of the Amestrian military. There's an assortment of them in slums all across Amestris. Some in the ancient city of Xerxes, and even one in the military working in the mountain region of Briggs. In Scar's dogged pursuit of revenge, he only worsens his situation. The homunculi begin to track him down, attempting to kill him, and he's also hunted by the very man who murdered his brother, Sulph J. Kimbley. Scar is led to the brink of death multiple times. The spiritual leaders he used to look to for guidance as a monk beg him to stop his violent pursuit, but time and time again he ignores them. This all culminates in, and if you don't want some big boy spoilers, then go watch another one of my videos. They're very good, probably the best on this site. I think that GQ said that I'm the sexiest man alive. Anyways, back to the spoiler. This all culminates in Scar fighting Fuhrer King Bradley, the man who genocided his country. And he gets fucking curb stomped, dude.
Oh my gosh! Stop!
And in his near-death state, Scar abandons his faith and his ideals to bring down Bradley so that he can help restore Ishval. Scar fully transmutes, not just stopping at deconstruction, in his mind disgracing the Ishvalan faith. But Scar destroys the very embodiment of Wrath, who attempted to destroy the Ishvalan people. Speaking of Avatar again, this moment really reminded me of when Avatar Aang speaks to Avatar Yamcha on how he does not want to kill the Fire Lord, saying that it would be against his faith. And she replies, "This isn't about you. This is about the world." In a similar way, Roy Mustang destroys his enemies, but neither of their journeys end there. They switch from their pursuits of revenge and status to trying to restore the Ishvalan people. We leave Mustang on his allies quizzing him on the Ishvalan culture so that he can be a proper leader for them when he restores their culture. And similarly, we leave the man who wouldn't be in the same room as an Amestrian without trying to kill them on being offered by Major Miles, a fellow Ishvalan, to help him restore their people, culture, and religion. And Scar officially leaves the killer he was behind. When asked what to be called, he responds, "I've died twice now. I'm neither of the people I once was. I don't need a name. Call me anything." The Ishvalan monk turned completely justified terrorist ends up sacrificing his religion, his ideals, his rage, and his vengeance, all to truly help his people. There is a lot to love in Fullmetal Alchemist, and I love this series a lot. There's Ed and Al, there's the homunculi, there's the Civil War, there's the insane lengths that the plot goes to, and I just love this series so much. I can't wait to talk about it in more videos, and I think that the main message is that Scar was never wrong about anything, and that being a terrorist is okay sometimes. Hello everyone, thank you for watching that video. If you have not yet, please like and subscribe. Is this bit still funny? I don't know if it is. I try and find something different to do every week, and usually I forget about it until right now. So that's why I have my running shoe on my hand here and the mic on it. I might abandon this bit at some point. I thought it was going to be better when I started it, but I really hope that you liked that video. Thank you for watching it. Comment down below if you have seen Fullmetal Alchemist, maybe some of your thoughts on it. I really appreciate the positive community and conversations that we generate in the comments, so thank you to all of you who have ever commented something positive on this video. And if you haven't commented something negative yet, give it a shot. It's probably really fun. It's fun to be mean to people on the internet. It's awesome. We love it. Have a good one, y'all. I'll see you next week. Bye.